Consumed by love, can Cruz deny his true desires?
I want you so bad I can hardly breathe.
On Santa Barbara this week.
Where have you been?
You scared me. I thought you were asleep.
Well, I must have dozed off just before I heard you come in. Before that, I was just lying here wondering where you could possibly be at this time of night.
How did this get broken?
I don't know, Eden. Why don't you just answer my question, you know? 1 minute you're here, you're making phone calls to my nurse about sleeping pills. The next thing I know, you're gone. For I don't know how long. What's going on?
I was at the Orient Express. They called me, they were short on help, and I went to go help out. Let me change and...
I don't want you so far away from me this time, Eden. I want you here, in bed with me.
You know, your doctors would think you're crazy.
I just want to feel your body next to me, Eden. I just want to hold you. Don't you want the same?
Well, of course I do, but we have to be patient. You have to get well. Besides, I think I'm coming down with something, and the last thing I would want is for you to get it.
What's wrong?
Well, I've been feeling kind of achy and warm, and a lot of people at the Orient Express have gotten the flu lately, and I mean, I wouldn't want you to get it. I'll tell you what, I'll call Mary, and we'll get her opinion, okay? Just take a minute. Mary, hi, this is Eden. I just wanted to know if you could come in my room for a second. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. Thanks.
I don't need Mary. I need you. Okay, all right, just take it easy. Take it easy.
Damn woman.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Yeah.
Ah!
What?
Not that way.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Where is she? She got me while I was turning around. How could you shoot me in the back?
Well, it wasn't exactly the back, was it, Cece?
I don't think you're going to be sitting down for a while. Is there a particular doctor you want me to call or get an ambulance?
Ambulance, don't be ridiculous. Get a doctor for her. Get the white coat for her and put her away.
It was only birdshot, Cece. Don't be such a coward.
Frankly, I'm surprised that old relic even worked.
Works fine, Lonley. It works fine. I might even have scars because of it. What is wrong with you people? You go around here waving guns like it's high noon or something. You shrug your shoulders and call it only birdshot? Well, I'm going to tell you something. It's assault with a deadly weapon. And I'm pressing charges against you and you and you.
Well, then Minx will just have to plead self-defense, won't she?
Self-defense for what? I wasn't even armed.
Yes, you were. Those papers were the deadliest weapon you could have come in here with. Trying to take a woman's possession away from her, the only thing she really cherishes, that's the crime here. She was just trying to defend herself.
It's not even... It's not her house anymore. You know what I was going to do before? I was going to let her stay here. I was going to let her be a 10 with all the possessions, all her belongings. I was feeling sorry for her. Well, you can bet your... No, you can bet my behind that offer's now rescinded.
Well, I wouldn't have taken it anyway. I'd rather sleep on a bench in the park than have you for a landlord.
You tell him.
Oh, you are. You're all animals. I want you out of my house. Get out.
We are going, Cece. I'm just loading the last suitcase in the car.
Yeah, make sure you load her in it, too.
Look, Cece, you got to see a doctor. Come on.
No, I don't have to sit.
Go home, Cece. Call a doctor. You have my word that we will be out of here in 10 minutes, including my mother.
Your word better be good, because I'm sending somebody over to force you out if it's not.
I'm
It
taking
won't
you
be
home.
necessary.
Oh, you missed the fireworks, Warren. You made a fool of yourself before. Now the whole family's getting into the act.
Okay, got it. What happened?
Your grandmother just expressed her distaste for the new owner. Unfortunately, her aim was a little low.
Daddy, what happened? Are you hurt?
Yes, I may hurt. I have been shot.
Shot? What happened?
Minx filled him full of birdshot. He'll be all right. Perhaps you better call your family doctor. What's all this?
Daddy's been shot by Minx Lockridge.
Dan, you better sit down. No, he can't. That's where she got him.
Mason, I dare you.
You must be in considerable pain.
Mason, I think you should go out and get Mary. Daddy needs her more than Kirk does right now.
Let me lean on something.
I'll get something for you. You'll be okay. Here, is there anything I can get you in the meantime?
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Brick, would you please get on the phone, please, and call the police? I want an arrest warrant sent out for Minx Lockridge. She's a menace to society. What are you waiting for? I thought you'd be very happy to get even with her after all the things she's done to you.
Look, what Minx did to me years ago has nothing to do with what happened tonight. In fact, tonight I think the lady had plenty of provocation.
She tried to kill me. Rick! I imagine I can assume you are not interested in your job anymore. Because as of this moment...
Just save it. All right? Because I quit.
C.C. Mason told me what happened. The first thing to do is to get you off your feet.
Mary, if you would look closely, you can see that sitting down would not be very creative.
All right, I understand that, but you can lie down because the doctor's going to have to remove whatever shot is embedded in your skin. Eden, Mark is at the guest house. Would you get him?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Eden's making herself useful. Isn't there something I can do?
Yes, Mason, there is.
What?
Wipe that smile off your face.
How's it going?
Almost finished, but your dad's gonna be a little sore for a while.
Oh, well, so what? Right, Dad? I mean, what's a little pain in the behind compared to the privilege of seeing the Lockridges reduced to rubble?
Mason, please stop.
I'm sorry, it's just that I can't imagine the idea of my father being cowed by Minx Lockridge. It's got my imagination working overtime.
I wasn't cowed, Mason. I simply made the mistake of trying to reason with that woman.
While you were reasoning with her, you just happened to turn your back and hot-footed in the other direction. No reason to assume you were running away.
Mason, just leave me alone. Would you please?
Mary, could you move that light over here, please?
What's the matter?
There's nothing the matter. Don't move. It's a little primitive trying to work with this equipment. If you'd let me take you to the hospital...
That's the question. You're doing fine. Stay with it.
Yeah, Doctor, the last thing my father wants is to check into hospital. I mean, if the press found out that C.C. Capwell was on the roster, there'd be questions, and what would we tell him? He was wounded in the southeastern portion of the anatomy in a death-defying duel by a woman old enough to be his mother.
Mason, I think your father's in enough discomfort without you adding to it.
Mason, get out! Get out, Mason. Get out!
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your rear.
Okay, all right. All right, that's all right. I think that's all of them now. Mary, you can go ahead. I can finish this up.
Eden, your father's going to be just fine.
Oh, I know you'll be fine.
Well, is it Kirk you're worried about? And why is it that you were so anxious not to sleep in the same room with him tonight?
Oh, I'm not feeling well.
Eden, you look fine to me.
Mary, please, don't ask me any questions I can't answer.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I should be apologizing. I promise I will explain to you sometime. In the meantime, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you know the night nurse, the new one that's taking care of Kirk? What's her name?
Grace Morgan?
Morgan. It's not Sanchez?
No, it's Grace Morgan.
You knew I wasn't talking to her.
Eden? I'll be right back.
Hello?
Cruz, I'm sorry to call you so late.
What happened?
Well, you remember when I called you and I pretended like I was talking to Kirk's nurse?
Yeah.
Well, I think that he knows that I wasn't talking to a nurse.
Because when I went to go look at the name in the book, he gave me a fake name to see what I would do.
Eden, I told you we couldn't afford to underestimate
I know that, but I think that he knows that I was talking to you, and I think that he saw us talking when we were outside from the window.
I thought he couldn't get out of bed yet.
I know that, but see, there was this broken vase, and the only only way he could have been broken is if he did it so obviously.
Obviously, he knows that we're seeing each other secretly. I think that we should just do this thing and bring it to a head.
Okay, now wait a second. I need time to think about
There is no
this.
time.
It's already happening. We've just got
To go with it.
What are you talking about? It's already happening.
He's
walking around now. I think that we need to get him to follow me and just get this thing done and over with.
Aiden, this is madness. The man tried to kill you. You can't
Look,
just
I'm going
jump.
to the family's cabana at the beach. I'm going to make it be known that I'm going to be there, so Kirk will follow me. I want you to meet me there.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna do something about this. I'm not just gonna
Sit around and wait for something to happen. Now, you can meet me there or not, or I'm going.
Gina, what's the matter with you? Are you insane? Mary could be back in here any minute. What do you want?
Just money.
Money? Why does it seem like all I ever do is write checks for you and your friends?
By the way, my friend really appreciated that payment. But I'm going to have to look for a new place to live. And I certainly don't want to hole up in some dump like the motel room I was in before.
Yeah, well, I'm real sorry, but I haven't exactly had a lot of time to get down to the bank. You know, I don't think there's that much money in my account.
Not enough to pay for a decent hotel room for a week?
I'm afraid not, Gina.
Well, Kirk, I guess we're at a stalemate then.
I guess we are.
You know, it certainly would be a shame if I would have to play that tape to people now. I mean, after all, you're on the road to recovery. It would be tragic if you had to go to jail at this point.
I don't have the money, Gina. I do, however, have an idea that might work.
What?
There's a wonderful place that you could stay, better than any hotel.
Where?
The Lockridge House. Cece just acquired it in some kind of a weird deal. I don't know what it was, but from what I understand, he's not going to do anything with it. It's going to remain empty.
Lockridge Mansion. Oh, that place is beautiful.
That's right, Gina. It could all be yours. But I just have one favor to ask, all right?
What?
I've been thinking a lot about an alibi for myself for the night at the boathouse.
What do you need an alibi for? I'm the one who needs a story.
Yeah, well, Eden's been acting very strange around me lately. I think she's beginning to wonder if I had something to do with the attempt on her life.
Oh. Guess you do have trouble then. What's your alibi?
I want you to contact a jeweler. Find one for me who would say that he was with me that night, who would say that he was working with me, designing a piece of jewelry, a gift for Eden. Can you find somebody?
For the right price.
Yeah, well, I'm willing to pay whatever it takes.
Well, then you better beef up your bank account, Kirk.
I will. Tomorrow, Gina, I will. Right now, you just find this guy. And then I want you to find a piece of jewelry, a unique piece of jewelry. Buy it, send it here to the house for me.
Not bad, Kirk. I have to give you credit.
Thank you very much. I do need this all by tomorrow night, so you have your work cut out for you.
Well, I guess I'll go back to my mansion and get some rest then.
Yeah, I overheard Cece say that the key was downstairs on the hallway.
Don't worry. I'll find it.
I hope this means that you will stop holding this tape over my head. It makes me angry when you keep bringing it up.
It's my ace in the hole, Kirk. I just wish you'd stop forcing me to remind you about it.
Yeah, well, you just make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Don't worry. It won't. Sweet dreams.
When you get over there, signal me somehow. Flash the lights or something, just so I know you got there safe and sound.
Oh, Kirk. I didn't know you cared.
What are you doing?
Huh? Watching the lights go out at last.
Where?
Lionel and Augusta have seen fit to vacate. An hour later than they said. But that is Lionel for you. Never could keep a bargain.
Must be hard for him to leave his house after all these years.
Eden, please don't get melodramatic on me now. I came out that house fair and square.
No, I don't know about fair.
Eden.
Look, I know you tried to explain this to me. But all I keep thinking about is poor Minx Lockridge. She was so desperate she would do something that would throw her in jail for the rest of her life. She didn't care.
Honey, don't make Minx Lockridge out a frail little creature. She's done a lot worse than this in her time.
Daddy, you can't justify this. You've gone too far.
You know, I expected judgmental reviews from Mason, but not from you. I thought you'd understand.
Not anymore.
Eden, don't say that.
Daddy, it's true. Ever since you've gotten well, you see fit to see the world as your adversary. Instead of being grateful for life, all you recognize are the disappointments. And then you demand that life apologize to you for letting you down. You invent contests and games so that you can win to counterbalance the times you've lost. Getting the Lockridge house isn't going to cancel out anything because it's not enough. Getting back at Mom and making her pay you back isn't enough. It's only a matter of time before I disappoint you and you turn your resentment on me.
Don't you ever say that. Don't you ever say that. I would never do anything to hurt you.
When someone displeases you, you simply throw them away. You do it to Mason, you do it to Mama. If Ted keeps standing up to you, you'll do it to him.
I believe this is my daughter talking to me this way.
You've always been uncompromising, Daddy. I used to admire it, but it's out of control.
Whatever I've done to preserve my family, Eden. Mason and your mother, they were poisonous to us by their disloyalty, by their dishonesty. I had to protect us. Lionel was the same kind of threat.
Years ago. He's no threat to you. Anybody can see that. But you still pick on him. And the members of his family who've never harmed you. Makes me ashamed.
Eden, please.
I mean it. I used to think I knew who you were. But when you do something like you did tonight, I'm not sure I want to. I knew you'd come.
You did, huh? I didn't.
Well, I know it seems kind of sudden.
Sudden? It's insane. This is not the way you go about something like this, Eden.
Well, that's just it. I know Kirk will follow us. And then what do you...
What? Turn on the lights and yell surprise and hope it's before he puts a bullet through one of us?
You've done this 100 times. You know what to do.
And what about you, Eden? Have you done it 100 times?
No.
No. And when I have done it, it's been with days of preparation and plenty of contingency plans, which is the only way I'm going to agree to
We
go
don't
along
have
with this
time.
We'll make time. This let's have a showdown mentality gets people killed. Now, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it my way.
Which is?
Which is that you will let me lay the groundwork and arrange for a decoy to step in and pretend to be you when push comes to shove. That is the one and only way this plan is going to operate.
Well, how long is that going to take?
How long is it going to take? Don't you... I don't want you to get hurt. Do you understand?
I know. And it's just that I keep thinking Kirk's...
I'm sorry, look. It's still too soon for him to be a threat. I'm sure he couldn't get very far in the condition he's in.
I know you're right.
Did he see you leave tonight?
I think so.
Well, then I suppose we ought to stay here for a while anyway, just to make sure that he didn't follow you.
All right. Well, it is beautiful here, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to admit it was an inspired choice. I mean, two people were going to have an affair. Wouldn't they come to a place just like this?
Bye-bye.